Hello everybody. So I wanted to do a little project today that had really good response. I did a project for Art Abandonment, which is a Facebook group that abandons art all over the world, basically just leaving art in random places for anybody to find. And I did a plaque that said "Broken crayons still color." And I had such a great response from it. So many people resonated with that. And so I thought I would show you how I did that. And then, maybe you want to participate in art abandonment as well. It's a really fun cause. And the great thing about mixed media is really that you can use any surface. I don't spend a lot of money on my surfaces. I use these little plaques that I get at Hobby Lobby. They come in an assorted pack. I'll show you the package. It looks like this. They usually only carry 1 or 2 bundles of it at a time. Okay, $9.99 and then 50% off. So I pay $5 for 45 plaques. And there's circles and ovals and rectangles and squares, and then there's the bigger sheets on the bottom. And they're just a great surface. They're so easy to work with and super cheap. So if you mess one up and you really hate it, you can throw it away and you're not out more than a few cents. But super easy to work with. You can use canvas for this project. So the first thing I do with these is gesso them, because they will absorb quite a bit of paint or Mod Podge or whatever you're working with. I use the Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso, and a lot of times you'll see me just squirt stuff right onto my project as opposed to using a palette like a normal person does. I do have a palette. I just find, maybe I'm lazy, I don't know. I just find this easy to work with. That's what my palette looks like. I obviously don't clean it very often. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I find that it's easier to do 3 at a time or more. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do more, but if I'm going to do 1, I might as well do 3 and then have those other ones ready to go. So I will go ahead and get these done on the tops and the sides. Okay, I am back and this is dry. So the first thing that I want to do is just add a little bit of texture or background to this, and excuse the loud ripping noise. I love old dictionary pages. I have a huge dictionary that I bought at Salvation Army, I think, for $2 or $3. That's probably going to last me a lifetime because it is ginormous. So I just make the edges not straight because I prefer that look. And then I'm going to just rip it down further and make some smaller pieces. I find that they lay better when they're small. I also am going to put this down with matte medium fluid. And here I go with my notorious dumping again, but I'll try to control it this time. And this is not important about how you put it down. It's not a science. And then just put it down with the matte medium, and then you're going to go back over the top of it with matte medium as well. And I try to work the bubbles out as best I can. If you end up with a bubble in there, it's really not the end of the world. I can't stress that enough. Art isn't about being perfect. we get these ideas in our head that I'm not an artist because I can't be perfect at my drawing or my painting. Doesn't look realistic. Let me tell you something. Everybody has creativity in them. I mean, my belief is that that is a gift from God. And there's no wrong way to do art. Okay? Just play. Let yourself play. That is my biggest challenge for my own self. I find myself not playing, and that is not a healthy way to live. Alright, this is mostly dry. I like to paint the back a different color than the front. And I always have other canvases and work surfaces laying around. If I do end up with too much paint, I just wipe it off on some random project. I mean, I seriously have, like, this is on my table. I have this. This is my art journal. That's just laying here. And I actually have a couple more, well, 3 more canvases like that heart one, but with nothing on them. I don't know what I'm doing with those. But then I also just keep random stuff, like this is a piece of cardboard, which you may think is, you know, throw that away, Ricky. But I have made some really awesome bookmarks with scraps of cardboard or scraps of watercolor paper. Alright, so the back is dry, and I am going to start doing a little bit on the front. Now, when I did the original, I really had no plan whatsoever, which always makes it interesting when you go back to recreate it, right? But I do know that I used these colors, and these are really some of my favorites. Okay, that is dry, and what I want to do at this point is just come along and actually do almost the same exact thing, except I want to focus a little more on the green so I get a better splotch of green there. Alright, while our painting is drying, I wanted to show you how we're going to do the lettering. And I thought you could probably see it better if I just did it on white paper versus on here. The lines are going to be really hard for you to see, for my camera to pick up. So I've just cut out a piece of paper about the same size as this. And this is just a regular, whatever, number 2 pencil. And this is the wavy lettering technique that Cat Hand taught us how to do. The first thing you're going to do is just make a wavy line. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is make another wavy line, but with contrasting curves. So you see how this one goes up? I want to make this side go down and then this side go up. So you can see that we get a really exaggerated inside. This is what we're going to work on, the inside. So I want those to be really big and really skinny. And then we go down just a little bit. This is our space. Okay, we're going to follow that. And the next line, we're going to do another exaggerated curve. Again, not a science. And then this is the space. Just follow that along. Okay, and then we're going to go down. And a space. So this is the inside we're working with. This is what we're working with, this is what we're working with, and then I'm going to do one more because I've got, ooh, that's a big one, whatever. I've got Broken Crayons Still Color. So then what you do is fill it in with capital letters. And we'll start with the B. So that is the lettering technique that we're going to use on here. And I will go ahead and film that and speed it up so that you can watch the process. And then what we're going to do is erase our space lines. And I will go over this with Sharpie so that you can get the idea of what it actually looks like. And don't think I'm going to waste this piece of paper. I will totally paint the background on this and turn it into something in another piece of art. For making the sign, I really prefer these over the Sharpies. This is a Slick Writer from American Crafts, and this is the B means bold. I also have in my package still, I have the fine and the medium. It comes in a 3-pack like this. I found this at Hobby Lobby for $5.99. I think there are other brands of Slick Writers. This is the only one I've ever tried, and I'm very, very happy with it. It is made in the USA, permanent, waterproof, non-toxic, acid-free. So that's all good stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw in the broken crayon. It's just a basic shape of a crayon, you know, kind of a rectangle. And then a triangle that's a little bit smaller. No big deal. And then on the end, I kind of forgot that part, I broke it off. So just do a little zigzag back and forth, okay? And then if you want to, you can do another zigzag with, you know, space it out a little bit and make another, just the other hand part of it. And then I like to use pencil because I do mess up. So I'm going to use my medium marker for this. You could use Sharpie too. It'll work. I just am in love with these a little bit, so they make a darker line. And then I take just cheap craft paint here, and I'm gonna use that to make the color of the crayon. So the color of the crayon is gonna go on the end here. It's showing through, and the tip. And just to prove that broken crayons do still color, we want to do a little bit of coloring underneath of it. And that just looks like this. Just a little, no big deal. I'm going to take a small brush. This is a number 2 round, and this is the same color of paint as the crayon. It doesn't have to be, but that's what I did in the first one, so keep it easy, right? And I'm just going to go through and kind of shadow my letters. And this is something that I've just kind of developed over time. And I know there's tutorials to do this, and I probably don't do it correctly. Basically, I try to imagine that the light is coming from up here, and so this is going to cast a shadow this way, and anything on top is going to cast a shadow down. And I know, like I said, I know I don't do it right. I don't do it 100% correct, and I'm okay with that. Alright, this step is totally optional, but I just really think this is a fun thing to do. This is embossing. This is archival ink. This is what I use almost all the time because it doesn't smear when it gets wet. So I know that they sell these clear blocks that you're supposed to put these kind of stamps on. I don't use them. Big surprise. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there like that. I didn't do a very good job, but that's okay. And then I put a little bit of embossing powder on there, or a lot, as the case may be, and tap it off. Then, magic, use the embossing tool. And then we have a nice textured three-dimensional shape there. Alright, I don't know if you can see that super good, but it is shiny and raised texture. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to, you can see the sides, I wanted to show you those. Very random. In the back. I will sign this, and then I will spray it with an acrylic sealer, and it will be ready to hopefully make somebody feel better about themselves, because it really is true that broken crayons still color, and we've all got damage, and it's okay. There's a lot of work for us to do in the world, even when we're broken, and maybe especially when we're broken, because that means we have experience to offer others and compassion. So, alright, be blessed. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you next time.